LNJ to the world.
LNJ to the world.
LNJ to the world.
Zing 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 zing, flash, black smoke.
So gangstery.
LNJ X-FACTA.
Yo, Prince, I'm me fi tell about that girl. I'm me fi tell about that pussy. Real country, give me the girl.
X-FACTA the legend, you know. Representing the LNJ. God times, you don't know, say. When I represent CV, Warfare Public.
Pussy good, girl, you make me come. Girl, your pussy good, girl, you make me come. And the vibe.
But that's a CV. Is a determine youth. Determine is a good word. Wise is a next good word. Strategic is a next good word. You see me? That question alone could have taken up a good amount of time, but if you see how quick you can run through it. I always said determine is a youth where you don't know life set up already. Before you even start, people try to stop you. And as a youth where I'm outspoken and I'm very deep in their opinions. You have people from all levels of life and all levels of understanding where go against him. So when you have a one man pan and one level I get a fight from one set of people. But a one level of determination, yes, but that you have to determine to fight all levels. The same way I deal with in a way I do. You see it? I'm so wise now. Know him personally and reason with him and hear him talk, you see me? And it's not like a thing we're hidden. A lot of stuff with him say. You know, a whole heap of video, a whole heap of music. And then do a whole heap of little program on YouTube where you can listen to yourself and you know say he's not a man who bounded. He wasn't dealing in a way and view life. Kind of a life view. And that's something we share, I hide it. And it up on display for the whole earth. Disagree with her, agree with her, you know, even expound on. And as you can see, it's usually a man who have to run back on him earth. When they make a point, it usually stay and put it. When I say strategic, is a youth where, you know, always beat the odds. Then you can check it, how much people you know about since the time you know about CV where you don't hear about them again. Because them lack strategy. Them lack know how you know how to do them things. So I deal it, so let's say that's strategic youth. You know, just observing how him deal with him thing on the net, how him work with other people, even how him deal with people who would consider him enemy, or people that consider themselves CV enemy. If you observe how CV deal with the whole thing, then I realize that most of the wise if you always stay above people. You see? So move on to the next question because you have a whole heap of other word to describe him and to explain him one under serious. He's a youth where I'm loyal. He's a youth where very concerned about him brothers. Because the man and the two have no friend in our brothers them on the daily. He's a youth where empathetic. He know to put himself in other people's shoes, you see me? So, them there are things that enough people wouldn't know about CV. Because them they take the time to see that. Them take the time to just focus on what them feel them know about him. But it's a real youth, it's a youth of self-sacrificing. For just to make sure that others are alright. And he put up with a whole heap of fuckery. I can tell you that. And anybody in the music have to put up with enough fuckery. So for the time you see me night, you must know. Even no found yourself knows and contribute to the fuckery you have to put up with. So overall to me, I just have good youth, you see it.
Squeeze fast, I make them boy them have to bleed fast. You know say me drive with the wheels off. So you not for this, for me peel off. Ya niggas ain't got it like me now. You motherfuckers ain't got it like me.
Well, when first hear CV, I have an next artist around him. And what the fuck, he made have more than one artist around him. And I was a youth who always in the background and I try to push them. I always notice him have a little sound, you know, have a little pitch to his voice, but you know, I try to get this big voice thing, like most artists just want this big voice sound, you see me? They're not really concerned about melody. So I tell him, say, I'm done already in the range. I just need to work on him hearing, or him hear notes and them things, and if you can identify them with them ears. So you know what to project when you sing. And funny enough, I help all the people in the department, but see if that be the first somebody where it happen over the phone. Just left on the phone with him and I say, yo, when I voice this that we are. The line the way you say it that we are. Listen to the instrument and the rhythm, mimic the instrument, then things are for training years, and you know, at some point you can get frustrated and them things, but you never really give up. I always, you know, work at it and I push on. I try to get the thing deal with and forget the voice improve, and you know, me have to be honest and explain to him, say, I'm over a 6 month period, you know. Rather after 6 months you might start notice, you know, marginal difference and things, but it take years, it take either 1 year or 2 years for fully get everything I got together. You know, forget where you hear a project where you are put out there, to get them to come together. You see it and you work on it. If you listen to first works then and you listen to what you do now, you realize the big difference. You used to just talk or DJ aggressively. Now you can hear him have different texture to his voice and different approaches. So, but that's how I contribute to that side there and that way there. And I'm glad for saying I put out the verse non-stop, you see me?
Yard when me born, yard when me grow. Who can in a them face, not the 1.2. No true me live abroad and me walk on snow. No bumbo clad fields, so me fear they true. Shut a fire, them no.
Which artist would I compare CV to? Difficult question to answer because CV unique. And there's a lot of whole heap of different artists. But I'm more for funny enough, I'm more for comparing to a basketballer still, comparing to Kobe. He's a man that have vision and you know him not deviate from it. Regardless of if the world against him. You know. But if we have to compare him to an artist, you know, you couldn't even say Cartel, because you know Cartel is a man where he can write a whole heap of stuff where I wonder if he's a university man write them, but Cartel limit theme thing to keep it musical. See, he's a man who just give the whole Wikipedia and song them, you know, you know, dilute it to get it straight, you see me? Either you know what I say or you don't know what I say, I say him deal with it. So him have that side there to him thing. It's a youth where, you know, him find some little flow and them thing there, you know, you have a whole heap of artists where we find them on that flow. And you have a sound where just unique to him. So it's difficult to say, yo, me I compare him to an artist. Him just the first of him kind, would I say. So we have to wait to see the artists them emulate CV, you know, to say, alright then, them artists they sound like him. Because it's, as I said, as mentality, the only man we can compare him to a Kobe. See how a similarity in them that way, you know. The man is willing to put the cross on him back and do it himself if that it come to. And when you find people where I work with the game plan and work with them. But regardless of whichever route you have to take, whether one or a combination of both, you know do everything what it takes to make it work. So that's how I see CV. And as you know, it's hard to find an artist out there now to compare with that because most artists are for themselves and most artists cave under the first sign of pressure, no matter which part it come from.
Why am I trying to survive with so-called friends when I take my life? Every day is a 9 to 5. Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why? Every bit of strength I ever give, man, I'm fighting to live. If living is to die,
website. CV run YouTube. CV always I put out fresh material. CV always make sure that we're not stray far from the band we supposed to was a group, even though all of it upon sign were divided by a big body of water. One day New York, one day London, one day Jamaica. So we're dealing. So you find say it's a youth where no matter which way the meds are straight go, I'm trying best to keep everything in a one line. Keep everybody together, you see me? To me that I'm biggest contribution. Regardless of the fact that I'm always a put out stuff. I'm always a defend ideals. Would I say the biggest contribution would have been that. The mere fact that it's a youth where him keep LNJ together. Because regardless of a way you want to say about LNJ, good or bad, if LNJ is not together, then there is nowhere I should say, for anybody display any personal good qualities for LNJ concern. That LNJ would have to be there for you to observe those qualities. So that's the best thing about it. And as far as LNJ, always I contribute for LNJ, always I keep it going, always I keep it together. So yeah.
The sky of stars, president LNJ, but I stack them bars of the nitro. Ain't Bruce Lee, but I be like water. For both them, but they don't cross the border. Me have more bars than Sean Carter. Lyrics slam in a face.
Well, LNJ is a meme. So, but that's how the movement start before even the name come about. Because a long time you're a CV, I think. A long time you're a first band, I think. So but I said the movement start from even then, but LNJ farm up out of a necessity. It was a case where every man could have do them own thing. Independent of anybody in LNJ. But all of we did our work off a different platform and with different people. And we find say the vision never did there with the people out there and they never have the loyalty, and find say if we work together, if we form a group it would have better. I did a control a group before, CV did a control multiple groups. First band was already part of promotional movement, but as I say, the direction was not the direction of the three of us sit. I realized that the three of us sitting similar, so we just form a group and we come up with the name, with the whole concept and everything, but I said the movement from before. But I said basically the LNJ movement is just a combination of movements that exist before. You see? So give thanks to my brother them in LNJ, first band, CV. You see? And make the thing real. You see me? But I'm out there, no matter where other group one day they have other movement, them have to recognize that LNJ is. You see it? Because every man sacrifice a little bit of the movement for farm one.
Some boy must smelling them shit and a yam it. Bullet make them chest plate shift tectonic. LNJ get the bodies on the planet, god damn it. See some mumba boy, the boy got climb up on it. The pussy them a lip on them a yap on them a trace. Bullet flying from the nose, none of them never get the race. When me talk with them, me knock it shot them collect in a face. And a ching gunshot a zip in a them ears. We a step what we want, cause we bad no fuck. This who we want, this cause we bad no fuck. But shot in your face, cause we bad no fuck. You could have power with that, we don't give a fuck. We a take what we want, cause we bad no fuck. X-FACTA don't know, say bad no fuck. First band don't know, say bad no fuck. You know fi a bumbo clock. Bad no fuck. Dark night when me rise this massacre. Hollow point blue tips, them a dead quicker. Shut up more them skin and a mosquito. More faster than them man with a swastika. Me no fear nobody fucking and no pussy liquor. Hear the big dog barking but the puppy sicker. Buddha big and strong like Schwarzenegger. Me a rise girl in that race a nigga. So we up no fear neck blood drain. No like the thing underground when scam train. No gunshot in the sky so them life rain. No yeah, we cross so we left them inside out. Don't fuck around with the LNJ crew. Insane ain't tell them what we might do. Your brain that look looking like red beast too. Wasn't like that before the bully came through. We a step what we want, cause we bad enough up. This who we want, this cause we bad enough up. But shot in your face, cause we bad enough up. You could have power with that, we don't give a fuck. We a take what we want, cause we bad enough up. X-FACTA don't know, say bad enough up. First man don't know, say bad enough up. You know fi ask, bad enough up. Me no boy can't kick me, no boy, me no sucker.